Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Thompson and this is Stl Tv Live. Kenneth Shepard is now joining me. He has a really interesting program that he started and you're going to share more information about it with us. So tell me, it involves soccer, it involves refugees here in St. Louis. Tell me about it.
Okay, the concept of the program, we're a positive youth affair. We are like in the community working with the children over there in the area, the western area. And so what happened was the children was over there playing soccer in the backyard of a level 11 Hold'em mine. And so we started working with them, like some shoes and things like that, and encouragement. Then they got a little older and went down to the other end down at the garden apartments and playing in a lot over there. So we told them you need to go ahead and play on a team. So we tried to find a team in St. Louis, but only thing the Park Recreation had just for little adolescent children, you know, inside soccer. So they needed to play in a full field. So two youngsters, they started the program and went and talked to a lady at the organization at New City Fellowship, and then they got the program going and to that next level. And they came to us and said, the name, we need to get a good name. So I said, well, describe yourself who you are. So they got to thinking who they are and where they're from. And you know, in Africa, the tiger is the main beast of the jungle, the king of the jungle. And then they represent St. Louis because they're here now, and they got the arch and then the soccer ball. So one of the young men, he grafted all of that. You know, these children are very talented and creative. So that's how it got started, you know, and that's your mojo. And so they was going around the community playing against other international teams, you know, people from Bosnia, different Middle East nations, and other youth from different parts of Africa. So then they got connected with the team called ISA, International Soccer Academy. Okay. And that's when they got their really rigid training, you know, through Nando Fernandez. He's a pro soccer player. And so the youngsters get to go from the inner city and they get to go out to the West County, and I call it the Ivory League soccer program, because these children are they're very intense with their soccer program, like Canada. Canada's very intense with their soccer program from the youth on up, from, you know, elementary on up. So now they get to experience this uniqueness and then cultural diversity, and these children just love each other, they get along very well, and they encourage each other and stuff. And these youngsters that come from those parts of Africa get to see the better side of life now over in America because of that. Because over in Hold'em mine and the Elsel area is known as the hood, and there's a lot of shooting, a lot of violence and gang activities and a lot of issues over there. But these youth get to go out and see the better side of life. So now they have ambitions to go to college. And because of this program, with the ISA International Program, they get to go get college representatives coming and looking at them, scouts, if you please, they want them to come to their colleges and so forth. So now they get to say, wow, you know, I get all this opportunity. So they get like almost a red carpet program that's presented to them because of these different steps and phases. And all we're doing, we're just a support. And basically what I do is, like with the other tribal brothers, they take them out there to the games and to the practices, and we treat them and stuff like that. And some of the parents, like Fabian's dad, we buy McDonald's and different things for them, and it's a great program. We mentor them and keep them focused, you know, like that.
And so what are the ages of, when we say youth, and we've been looking at some of the photos, what are the ages of the students playing soccer?
8 years old. Well, we have Florence, my little baby, she was like 6, 7, you know, but they just play a little around, but mostly 8 years old and to 18. You know, and they have different teams. You know, they have the junior teams, junior academy. They have even the girls' college level players up to 18, and then you got the high school boys and girls program. So like that's from 15 to 18. Then the juniors like from like 12 or 8 to 12, 8 to 14. So it's a very unique program. I mean, numerous of children. And can I say that the main thing we hear is to try to encourage people that's in the inner city to find out about these programs and get your children into that, because in the city schools, they play and it's over with. So in the county schools, they play and they go to this year-round training program. So when they come back to school, they're ready, you know, they're drilled and trained and coached and they're ready to play. And so now, I don't know if we're getting ahead of this, but the youngsters now, because of the program, at Sodan International Study School over on Union in the city, they was lacking a lot of players last year. It was a lot of, you know, the racial, not the verbiage, the language communication was very, very hard. But they did good. They went to the semifinals or whatever. But now the Coach Redmond, he's a science teacher at Sodan, and I've seen him, matter of fact, interviewed at this network. And he got over 20 players now.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful here. I want to hear a bit more about how you, like if you have any background in soccer, because this really just shows you what just finding something that you're interested in and wanting to help others can turn into. So we're going to talk more with Kenneth and meet another guest who is actually working with him with the Umoja program. So stay with us after this break on STL TV Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and welcome back to STL TV Live. Kenneth Shepard is here and Pastor Vincent Niyibizi. We have been talking about youth soccer in St. Louis and specifically about the Umoja Athletic Club. So thanks again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
This is a really interesting story. You notice in your neighborhood young children, African refugees playing soccer, and you have this idea to really build up a program and really lift this off the ground and help provide for them. Where was the motivation for that? Is that just from a personal standpoint, or is it just something you felt compelled to do?
It was something I was compelled to do because I don't know anything about soccer, and they all the time tease me about that. Mr. Shepard, what do you know about soccer? You know, you don't know nothing. I said, do this, do that. You know, what do you know? You know, but it works. You know, it's love, and it's a relationship. You know, inherited relationship. And so that's where it stemmed from, you know. And it was these guys, you can't do them but love them and want to do something. Because they smiling all the time, they happy, they saying good things. Every day they say to me, Mr. Shepard, life is good, you know. And we just connect. And just by being there for them, they appreciate that. And so that's where it came from. It's just, they see that there's men in the community that love them, concerned about them, even when they was like 12 and when they first came over here, and they seen that. And then we just drew together with that, just connected, you know. And it was a need because they was playing soccer, and I know about sports, you know, from playing sports, that they needed to be on a team. They need to go farther than the backyard concept, you know.
And you helped facilitated that for them. No, I think that's a great story. And Vincent, tell me about your involvement.
I help with transportation, and mostly I help my coach the way he can coach them, how he can direct them. And actually, we also train them at church whenever they are playing not to put violence or stress in the game. Actually, they play peacefully, and we actually help at church, also in the team.
Okay.
Right.
And so when we talked about the young men playing on these teams and when all the children that you're working with, what are the backgrounds when we say refugees? Where in Africa are a lot of the players from?
They are from East Africa, exactly in Congo, from Burundi, Rwanda, and Somali.
Okay.
Yes.
And so how do you find being here in St. Louis and having something like Umoja Athletic Club? I mean, what's so great about it, and for the players as well? I'm
really, really happy and thankful to Mr. Kenneth Shepard. He really helped our kids to come together and build Umoja. It came from doing things together. This is what Umoja means. So the whole community is really, really happy to have Kenneth Shepard to gather our kids, play together. We are really, really happy.
That's great. And you know, I was talking before we started this segment about that 3 to 6 time frame, you know, is kind of called by sociologists as kind of the critical hours, because kids can get up to a lot of stuff. School's over. If they're not in an after school program, they're literally sometimes at home by themselves or on the streets. What do you feel, I mean, in addition to the athletic component and helping these students possibly get scouted for soccer scholarships, what do you feel that it's providing for them if it weren't there? I mean, what do you think about that?
Okay, I'll tell you right now, just a little while back, we had an issue with the youngsters starting to put their pants down because they're going to inner city schools and hanging out. They started dropping their pants down and picking up a lot of the American concepts. So the tribe, we got together and we eliminated that. And so the soccer keeps them focused on their life, what they need to be in sports and in life and in school and academics. So combining that together and community relationship with these young men, we eliminated that nonsense and foolishness they was getting tricked into And so now they have a better idea of life now that I'm important. I'm playing soccer, I can be somebody, I am somebody, and I can go somewhere and I can accomplish things in life. I don't have to live in this environment of hopelessness, you know, I don't know where I'm going to be, I'll just adapt to this nonsense. So now they're identifying with their greatness. And soccer has a sports after school activity has put them in that kind of environment, getting away from the negative environment to a positive environment. So that's what Positive Youth Affair does. And so now it's really helping them in their self-esteem and motivation.
And so where can people go to find out more information about Umoja?
Okay, they can go on Facebook. Umoja have a beautiful Facebook site. You know, it's just simple Facebook, your social site, Facebook, Umoja. You know, they can go there and find out about Umoja, you know, and then they can go to the internationalsocceracademy.org. That's when they want to get into the big league, I call it, you know, get into some intense training. They can go there, you know, and then they can also contact us at 314-575-6494, and we'll be the liaison to get them into the different teams they need to be with or different programs they need to be with, you know.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Well, you guys, thank you so much. That's a really wonderful program. I mean, it's great to hear these really uplifting stories, and just best of luck to you with the season and with everything. Thank you for being here. And after this break, we're going to hear about an opportunity to experience a performance by world-class musicians in one of the most beautiful outdoor settings in the Midwest. There's more to come on STL TV Live.